This is Dave Palumbo with RxMuscle.com. I'm here at the 2011 Arnold weekend. We just got done wrapping up the women's action here Friday night. I'm here with Chris, the technician Aceto, and Aaron Jewbacca Singerman, and we're going to let you guys know a little bit about what happened. Not too many surprises here. Iris Kyle wins her 6th Miss International in spectacular fashion. She was sick for many weeks leading up to the show. She almost was going to drop out 3 times, she said, Chris, but like a champion, she pulled it together at the last minute, and she nudged out a win here.
She did nudge out a win because, as you know, at prejudging, I had Yuxani a little ahead of her. I thought Yuxani was better on the front lat spread, front doubles, side shots. Of course, Iris had her on the back shots, and I think the sickness that she said she had, for 2 months, it showed up. It wasn't the spectacular Iris that we've
I said to her, you always recreate yourself every time we see you, Iris. I said, did you purposely come in a little softer this time and a little rounder? And she said, I was too sick. That's why I wasn't as hard as I would have been. Otherwise, she would have looked like she did at the Olympia. Were you impressed with Iris?
I'm always impressed with Iris. When she turns around from the back and you see the amount of detail she has in her back and the way how her glutes are totally striated. She was a little, I noticed she was a little bit off, but from the back, she just, if shows her one from the back, then she certainly does it every time.
It's sad because Yuxani Oroquin was so good tonight. The glutes were a little, she needed a little bit on the glutes. If the glutes would have been there, I would have also had her beating Iris.
I think if the glutes were there, it would have been a slam dunk. She was that.
It wouldn't have been a slam dunk, but it would have been close.
Yeah. It would have been a slam dunk in terms of they would have compared them over and over. It was the best she's been.
My surprise of the night was 3rd place is Elena Popa, who we just, ironically, in December had on in the Iron Asylum. I noticed she had a lot of muscle in her body. I said, this girl's going to be a good pro if she ever gets in shape. And boy, did she bring her conditioning tonight.
I just got chills. She was in rock-hard condition, and she's got one of the smallest waists up there with the biggest, one of the big, illusionary V-tapers. And she's going to be a force in the future. She definitely deserved her placing here.
Were you concerned when you saw her at the prejudging? We all were saying how great she looked, but did you think the judges, because she was European and they didn't really know her that well, that they were going to maybe put her 4th, 5th, or 6th?
Well, sometimes that definitely does happen. So I thought that was a possibility, but I really thought she was a pretty strong 3rd. So I think it turned out fairly. So was I concerned a little bit, like you said, because that does often happen, but I'm glad that it did turn out this way.
Now, Deb Leshevsky was relegated to 4th place. She had finished 3rd at the Olympia. This had to be a disappointment for her. I know she didn't look too happy up on stage. But to me, Debbie's got a body that's not the greatest symmetrically, but she comes in so dry and hard that it brings in her symmetry better. Tonight, I thought she was conditioned, but she wasn't the Deb Leshevsky from the Olympia.
That's exactly right. And because of that, I thought she was going to fall the 5th. I was a little bit surprised that she was in 4th, and I thought her suit in the prejudging killed her.
Terrible suit. Yeah.
And if you didn't see the night show where she had a totally different suit, you wouldn't be able to see that. But
she did look better at night.
True, she was harder. She came in tighter tonight.
What does Deb Leshevsky have to do, Aaron, in your opinion, to move up? Does she have to just consistently come in the best shape of her life?
I think she has to consistently come in the best shape of her life, and she needs to come into a show where there's a few people off. I think that's really what it is.
Betty Viana.
Yeah.
Arguably the best shape and symmetry on stage. Could have been a tiny bit tighter from behind. What did you think about that 5th place finish?
I had her a little bit higher. I thought she was going to be 4th and maybe battling it for 3rd, based solely on her structure and the fullness of her muscle. I guess the linchpin for her is going to have to be if she brought the Iris Kyle or the girl who got 3rd, her type of condition, it's we'd be talking would have a different wrap up here,
and maybe if her tan was a little darker too, I would have liked to see her tan darker.
She was definitely too light for sure, and it hurt her.
I work with her, and I got to tell you, she's difficult in the beginning of the diet. She doesn't like to listen right away. She's really, I guess, pulled it together at the end. But I would have liked to have an extra week or 2 with her, I think.
I think if you had an extra time, I think she's deadly, potentially deadly. Really good physique.
Kathy LeFrancois finishes finishes in 6th place. I didn't think this was the best Kathy I had ever seen. She looked a little stringy to me, like almost like she sucked out too much and maybe over dieted.
Maybe so. The last 2 times I think I've seen her,
she's been off.
She's been a little off. So this is hopefully she's going to turn this around later in the season here. She's got a few shows I think she said she's planning on doing. So hopefully we'll see back to how Kathy was looking.
She's won the New York Pro twice, and I'm sure we'll probably see her back this year. Let's talk about the Miss Fitness International. Adela Garcia wins her 4th Fitness International. This is a record. No one's won that many Fitness Internationals. I mean, she's not 25 years old. I said this to her in the interview. She's still kicking ass and dominating, and I think she was the most dominant person tonight of all 3 categories, figure, fitness, and bodybuilding. I don't think anyone will deny that she wins the show.
No, and I would argue that even if you came to the first fitness show that you've ever seen, you'd be able to pick her out as the winner simply on entertainment value. The routine is off the charts. It's exciting from beginning to end. She shows a lot of strength moves, flexibility. She was far and above everyone else, I thought.
And you got to remember too that 2/3 of your score now in fitness is the routine. Mm-hmm. The physique is only 1/3. It used to be 50-50. So the routine is really important. And she said that, she really tried to have fun with the routine this time around. She wasn't so mechanical, and it really showed. Did you think Tangi Johnson was close to her?
I think Tangi Johnson was close to her. I think that the difference to me between the 2 routines is that Adela has a certain energy about her when she does a routine. And I don't really...
The Latin in there.
It's the chica. She takes the chica out and puts it all over the stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is, but there's something about the energy that she exudes, and that she exudes not just in the beginning, but through the entire routine, that makes the routine more exciting. Like you feel like, wow.
You're part of it.
By the end, you're like, wow, that was good.
I've seen Tangi do some great routines. I didn't think this was her best routine she's done, and I didn't really she had some, she's very dark complexion, and she had like some blonde streaks coming out of the lower part of her hair. I wasn't too thrilled with that.
Yeah, color was off. Yeah, I mean, not that that's something, to make a big deal out, but at this level,
her hair color was off.
Yeah. It just, but she was, definitely worthy of second for sure.
She's got a great physique too.
Did that make the difference, Dave? If she would have went with the normal haircut?
No, I don't think anyone would have beat Adela tonight. She was going to win this show. Let's talk about the Figure International, that was probably the biggest news of the night because defending champion Nicole Wilkins was going up against the new Olympia champ Erin Stern, who beat Nicole at the Olympia this past September in 2010. And a lot of people were speculating what was going to happen. Nicole emerges victorious here. What did you think of the decision?
I thought it was a good decision. It could have gone either way. Revenge is sweet. She's got to be psyched and excited. And, at the Olympia, we'll see what happens, a few months from here.
Aaron, no one will doubt that probably Nicole might be the best looking, one of the better looking girls in that lineup, obviously. That's got to count for something. She's got the blonde hair thing going on. She structurally is probably one of the best competitors as well. Do you think the judges just it's almost like they like to give her. They want to give her that win, and they need a reason to. And I think at the Olympia, she just was off, and they spanked her.
Well, I'm going to give you my opinion, and it differs from you. I think that I had Erin Stern winning, and I didn't think it was the decision that I would have went with. I think that Nicole Wilkins-Lee was softer to the point of too soft, but Nicole Wilkins-Lee has the advantage of that she doesn't hold it in one particular area. It's evenly distributed throughout her body, so she's not soft in the glutes or soft. She's not holding in any one particular place. She's soft everywhere. Erin Stern was actually softer at this show than
I thought so too. I thought her glutes were not as tight as they were at the Olympia.
I think maybe she did that on purpose, and I think maybe that was a mistake because she took some physiques that are more similar as opposed to making them so dramatically different that the judges had to decide between this or this. Now they're looking at 2 girls, and like you said, Nicole Wilkins-Lee is very beautiful. She's got great stage presentation. If you're making them closer together and more similar, then now it's a closer decision. I would have went with Erin Stern.
Knowing that Erin Stern's strength, you're laughing. Why?
Yeah. No, I'm because he's
very animated about this.
I love his enthusiasm. I like it. That's what I'm.
Aaron Stern's Jewish, so he's the.
Is that what it is? I knew.
I knew he was coming with that.
That's okay.
Erin Stern's strength is her conditioning. She outconditioned Nicole at the Olympia. Was it a mistake for her to come in here softer?
It's easy to say that after the results.
Well, she won the Olympia in a tighter condition.
Yeah, I think going back to the drawing board, going forward, she'll probably reflect on that and think, I'll just bring it in tighter for the Olympia, and that's what the judges like me, best at it. She's proven that she can win when she's tighter, and she'll probably take that route going forward.
Well, it was a great show. Lonnie Teeper and Clint, I guess, traded off on the MC jobs. They both did a great job. Lonnie Teeper is the statistician. He always has the best stats out there. The Olympia is going to be exciting because Nicole Wilkins will be going back against Erin Stern. Once again, that'll be the showdown that everyone will be looking forward to. Iris Kyle will obviously be squaring off against Yaxani Oroquin again, who I know is itching to beat her. She's only beaten her once, but she has beat her at the Olympia. Actually, I think she beat her once at the International when Iris kind of was disqualified. And, you know, it's a rivalry that's ongoing. Everyone thinks Iris is so dominant that she can't be beat, almost like the way they thought Ronnie was like that. But on any given day, anyone can beat anyone.
You know, I have a lot of respect for Iris Kyle. I think she's spectacular and probably one of the best female bodybuilders ever. But Yaxani, I think, has the potential. She's she's big, she's symmetrical, she's balanced. If she's tighter, you could make the argument for them to be compared over and over versus okay. Iris is the winner here.
Final words?
I just wanted to know, I know you're a big fan of the movie Avatar.
Yes.
We had the Avatar routine, and I wanted to hear what you thought of it. When I was watching, because I wasn't fortunate enough to be sitting in the front, I was in the back watching the video screen. I was thinking the whole time, what is Dave thinking of this?
Oksana Grishina, I'm glad you brought that up. Oksana Grishina's routine, she was dressed as the Avatar with the all blue, the face done, was one of the best routines I've ever seen, I think. It was dramatic, it incited emotion, and if more of the competitors were able to do that, it would be a super entertaining show. I actually like the fitness routines the best part of the night.
Her routine, her routine was like something from Broadway.
Yeah, I felt like I was at a Broadway show. If we only got Kai Green dressed up as the Lion King, we would have had it made.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Well, guys, we're out of time for now, though. Tomorrow night will be the men's show. We'll be wrapping that up, all the action, and also the Bikini Pro. For now, though, I'm Dave Palumbo with Chris Aceto and Aaron Singerman, rxmuscle.com.